Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod, and this is Star Wars 7 by 7. So there are 6 projects, count them, 6 TV and movie projects that are in the works right now that we know about, and that would be Solo, A Star Wars Story, and Episode 9, and the Rian Johnson trilogy, and the Benioff and Weiss series, and Jon Favreau's TV series, and whatever Dave Filoni has got cooking on the animation side of the house. So let's take all of those in turn. We'll start with Solo, A Star Wars Story, which is just shy of 2 months away, just a little bit more than 2 months away. And the most recent thing we heard from Ron Howard, who has of course been the PR voice of that movie, is the fact that they are recording the score for the movie, and that was due to a tweet from March 10th, I believe it was, in Abbey Road Studios in London, where he took a photo of the scene where John Powell is conducting the score, and it's also including a new Han Solo theme by John Williams. That was also part of Ron Howard's tweet as well. As far as anything else going on with the movie, we don't really know much more. We just know that they are still on track for that May 25th release. And this weekend on Star Wars 7 by 7, I'm going to be revisiting the Aftermath Life Debt novel by Chuck Wendig, because there's a sequence in there, a monologue from Han Solo, that actually talks a lot about his early days with Chewie. And so it might shed some insight on what we might see in Solo, A Star Wars Story. Then we've got episode 9, which is not coming out until December of 2019. So yeah, we still got a long way to go for that one. 21 months? Yeah, sounds right to me. 21 months to go. Anyway, so J.J. Abrams has said that he's finished the script for it, which is rather remarkable and awesome. So congratulations, J.J. Good job cracking the nut on that one. And they're going to be shooting sometime starting in July. That much we know for sure. So they've still got some pre-production work to go through. I'm sure, design concepts and probably refining the script some more, I would imagine. John Boyega, in his interview rounds for Pacific Rim Uprising, has said that he has been told that he needs to start training again, and he's going to bulk up because he thinks it's going to be all-out war in episode 9. Now, he does say that he has not seen the script, so he has no idea. That's just what he imagines the movie is going to have in it. So whether the fact that he hasn't seen the script means anything, he could have been told some overarching plot points or something like that, or just some general vague idea, maybe. I suppose it's possible, but knowing how well they lock this sort of thing down, I think this is just John Boyega talking out of thin air. I don't think he really knows that it's going to be all-out war. And yeah, we also don't know what level of involvement Mark Hamill's going to have. He did an interview recently where he said that they haven't talked to him yet, so he has no idea what JJ has in store, but he's already filled with ideas about what he should do in episode 9 if he does show up in episode 9, and that if he's going to be a Force ghost, that he should be a frightening Force ghost, that he should be something different from the kinds of Force ghosts that we've seen in the past. So yeah, Mark's wheels are turning, and unfortunately, he doesn't have the greatest track record of getting his ideas accepted, as far as he's ever told us and as far as we've ever heard from interviews done and that sort of thing. So I'll be curious to see if that happens. Maybe they'll give him a little scare moment or something like that just for fun. But yeah, I don't see that kind of thing happening myself. But if you think that he could end up being a scary Force ghost, then by all means, say something about it over on Facebook at the post for this episode. That would be at facebook.com/SW7X7. Next, we move on to the Rian Johnson trilogy. That's going to be coming out sometime in the 2020s. Yeah, it seems so far away somehow, but there is a little bit of news at the Empire Awards not too long ago. Rian Johnson and his producing partner Ram Bergman said that they have begun. In fact, here, let's listen to them talk about it.
But you are signed up to work on the next 3. So when does work seriously start on those?
We started slowly, but we started, and hopefully soon we're gonna get more. Gonna get busier.
But there is still, of course, the new trilogy that you're sort of and now Ram's just told me you're gearing up on that, so there's something to keep you busy.
There is something I look forward to. Yeah, I'm really excited to dive into that and really get to work on it, figure out what it's going to be.
So yeah, still at the absolute earliest stages possible. And a while back on the podcast, we talked about when we might see the first movie in that trilogy. Right now, the working guess is 2021 for the first movie in that trilogy, because Lucasfilm is really working at sort of a one movie a year clip, with Solo this year, with episode 9 in 2019, and then, hey, don't forget Indiana Jones 5, that comes out in 2020. And so giving it also another 3 years, say, for example, then you've got the 2018 to 2021 jump, and that's where Rian Johnson's first movie comes out. And then the Benioff and Weiss situation, well, they're not going to be done with Game of Thrones until next year, until 2019, and they won't be able to start working in earnest on their Star Wars stuff until then. So give them 3 years, and that's 2022. And then if they can swap movies every other year, then we've got Star Wars movies slated out through 2026 at the very least. So yeah, that's pretty exciting stuff. And that pretty much covers it with the movie side of the house. Unfortunately, on the TV side of the house, nothing really new to report. The Favreau announcement that he's going to get a live-action TV series was rather a big splash, but so far, nothing new since then. He's working on The Lion King, and he's probably not going to be able to concentrate too deeply on the Star Wars TV show until he's done with that. And as far as Dave Filoni and company go on the animation side of the house, well, there was a photo posted to Twitter after the series finale of Rebels where he said, here's a bunch of the people who worked on Rebels over the years, and now it's time to begin again. And what that means, nobody is yet sure, but there have been reports of a phrase being trademarked called Star Wars Resistance, and there have been patents and filings and whatever about that covering everything that you can imagine licensed merchandise-wise. So that seems to be possibly a little flag to say, maybe this is what the new animated series could be about and where it could be taking place in the whole Star Wars timeline. And that is going to do it for the meat of this portion of the podcast. Over on the audio version at sw7x7.com/iTunes, I'll be giving a little bit more information about what's to come over the weekend for the podcast. So check that out, sw7x7.com/iTunes, or wherever you like to catch your podcasts. But for now, it just remains for me to say thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be.